The following is dedicated to the memory of my grandmother Irene, Shad Gaspard, and Hana Kimura. This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on thebrokeninfinite.com, podomatic.com, iTunes. It's been too long. Let me try that again. Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel, where we're talking about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. It's been far too long. I'll admit it right off the bat. My name's Matty Jay, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am TWK of TWK Reviews, here to entertain you here on this legendary edition of the Wrestle-Cast, because it'll be the last one we do for 6 more years.
Oh, God, let's hope it's not gonna be that long, my God. I like, as much as I do enjoy my break, I'm like maybe a sabbatical of 6 months tops. I did not. Look, we'll get to the serious part before we're in a bit. I mean, we're people are still filing in, obviously.
Oh wait, before we begin, there was one person you left off of that list.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm bringing it up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to the serious and then funny again, we got a guest. Because a show like this, you need a third wheel. You need someone to make sure we're back. You know, that no matter how dark we get back to the funny. And we might have to be dark in a couple of places. That being said, we brought in the big guns. It's our favorite. It's our buddy Shintigercurl.
Hello.
Is that who I think that is?
It's I, your friend, Shintigercurl.
Aw. God damn, I missed you, Minoru Suzuki.
I am not the awesome Minoru Suzuki. I am your friend, Shintigercurl. See, I have straw hat. I have nice hair.
Did you stretch Shintigercurl? Has it been so long that you had to stretch someone and you had to stretch Shintigercurl?
I would never stretch Shintigercurl. I mean, I am Shintigercurl.
Okay, then answer me this: who is more badass in New Japan? Is it Kazuchika Okada or Minoru Suzuki?
That is very easy, my friend. The most man on the planet is the awesome, sexy, handsome Minoru Suzuki. I tricked you. You did not suspect. You thought it was your friend Shintigercurl, but in reality, it was me, Johnny Swinger. Oh, the BDs were everywhere. Sorry, bros. Sorry, bros. Really, you got BD.
Oh.
No! Don't worry, I got some topical cream that'll fix it right up. It's just gonna burn for the next 48 hours.
Oh, Johnny Swinger, what has become of you? You can look
See,
back into the 90s.
I knew I shouldn't have come back that early. God
Guys,
damn it.
Guys, what was Johnny Swinger doing in my room? And why does my room smell like sex, shame, and venereal diseases?
You might want to get your room quarantined for the next 3 weeks.
4 if you want to be absolutely safe.
Yeah, because the walls are starting to turn colors.
Yeah. Anyway, hi, Shed.
Hi, guys.
It's been a while. How's it? It's been a while. Let's so we got a little bit funny out of the way, so we gotta get some stuff. For those wondering where the fuck have we been? Well, as I mentioned at the last show we did, which was literally the week after WrestleMania 36, we were taking a break because we knew that empty arena shows and the lack of news outside of the Fed being idiots / assholes and we're about to bring Vinnie Mac up again. God damn it. Picked a hell of a week to come back, I tell you right now. The biggest reason, and I'll admit it right off the bat, there are people who say, well, he's that there were people who were worried I was going through burnout, and you know what? Guess what, folks? That's pretty much what it was. As soon as I was done doing the Wrestle-Cast, the Monday after, I had a choice. Watch Midge Flower Power or watch Raw. I watched Midge Flower Power. Did not regret my decision. In fact, I have not watched anything WWE outside of In Your House, outside of Takeover in Your House. And maybe the money, like actually, no, I didn't even watch the full Money in the Bank show. I just watched the Money in the Bank match. To give you
more than me, I have not watched Money in the Bank at all.
The Money in the Bank match was, you didn't miss much. And considering they were at Titan Towers, that's disappointing right there. But
I just watch the pay-per-views myself when it comes.
Yeah, I did watch Double or Nothing. I did not pay the $50, and there was a tinge of regret considering I did watch it on a replay thanks to a friend. And God damn it, AEW does empty arena wrestling better on pay-per-view than WWE.
Oh, 100%. That show was wow.
That should not have gone as well as it did.
And not only that, but they definitely got the reward because that was apparently their highest selling pay-per-view.
Which is amazing. We'll get to that because I have a list. So here's what's going on. Why am I back? Well, look around you. The pandemic is pretty much saying, hey, we're not seeing crowds in arenas this year. At least not full crowds. Japan is saying 1/3 capacity. And oh, New Japan's got the New Japan. Oh, we will talk about that, believe me. So, that being said, literally last week I was in a state of what the fuck did I do? I was anxiety ridden because, well, we'll bring it up. I'm white. TWK is a Latino. Shintigercurl is black.
I'm white Latino.
White Latino. White Latino. If according to the Ku Klux Klan, you're Latino.
Yeah, I know. Mixed race means I'm me.
Mixed race means mixed race is you're prone to racism. That's the reality.
No, Matty, T-Dub hasn't earned his Latino stuff back.
Look,
Oi!
we could joke.
Come
Look,
on!
like, I'm trying to be serious here, and these two klutz. Yeah, this is going to be a good show. I can tell.
What can I say? We're clowns.
Look, boys. If I can be serious for a minute.
Whatever you say, Lance Storm.
Thank you. So why did I bring it back? Look, there's a lot there's loads to talk about. New Japan's coming back. When I thought, hey, when I did that tweet, hey, do you guys want to do a comeback show for like one day? The answer was yes. So I said, okay, cool. Let's start the thing up. I have enough material to do at least one show competently, or so I thought. And you know what? Shin could use a distraction. I'm pretty sure T-Dup could use a distraction. I know I could use a distraction. I know you folks could use a distraction, at least for a couple hours. If we could provide at least that for you folks, great. Now, are we back full time? No. I'm actually enjoyed my time off. I actually been hanging out with the Crystal Company over at the Twitch situation, while at the same time enjoying live tweeting and watching the last drive-in over with my buddy Easy Rider. You folks know Easy. I've been enjoying having a brew and not having to worry about producing a show on a Friday night. Now, it would have been nice to go out on some of those Friday nights, but hey, we're limited to what we can do. So here's a renewed situation. Obviously, New Japan's coming back day after, and their last two shows on their tour, on their New Japan Cup tour, whatever it is. They're going to be in Osaka Joe Hall for the last 2 days of that quote unquote tour. They're going to have a crowd there. I'm depending on what happens, we might do a show a couple weeks later. I might look. My birthday happens to fall on a Friday. I might do a show on a Friday. I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm gonna have fun. I may be drunk, and this show might go down a cliff if it happens. But next show might be July 24th. It may not. I don't know. The edict still stands if crowds are not allowed in wrestling, and I mean sold out full crowds yelling and screaming. And obviously, with the state in the world, and the way the virus has evolved over the human malware, I should say, has evolved over the last few months, it may take a while. But the reality is, I'm taking the advantage of the fact that I don't have to do a show every week, and there's no pressure. Though I do miss it. I do miss doing this, and it's going to be fun doing this show tonight. But when is the next show?
Stay tuned!
Thank you, T-Dub. That's pretty much all I could say. Stay tuned. I'm obviously still on Twitch. I'm still doing TWK Riffs live with Shades, Easy, and Spade Ace. We do RV Talks, I think, once every 2 or 3 weeks. We did the Cards Against Humanity show. That went over very well a couple of weeks ago. I'm still on Twitter and Facebook, barely. So stay tuned. When is it? So enjoy the show. And when the next show happens, have fun with it. But until then, what's the next show? Don't know. Might be SummerSlam weekend. At this point, this is what we have. Anyway, here's the format of the program. We have 2 things we have to talk about in our third segment, and I want to have fun with this one. We have a list of news to go over, and I'm pretty sure T-Dub will have his little list of news that he wants to go over as well. We will compare notes, of course. And so our first segment will be the news, pretty much a condensed, abridged version of what happened over the last 3 months, or at least our thoughts on what we thought. At least I have a list of things I want to talk about here. Our second segment is we don't have any comments, so there's no comments. But our next segment we will talk about New Japan Cup coming back and the upcoming, or the preceding, I should say, NXT Takeover in your house. And for those wondering, are you going to preview Backlash? No. Do not.
Matty, it's the greatest wrestling match ever.
Oh, you mean Austin Rock at WrestleMania 17? Okada versus Omega? Pick one. The Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy in a couple of weeks.
Oh no! You're talking about Owen Brett at WrestleMania 10.
Folks, this is WWE trying to drum up and it's some, if any, hype at all.
But Michael Cole, he said Edge and Orton best match ever. He said so. Michael Cole. He's Michael Cole.
Yeah, I'm surprised he could say anything with Vince's dick in his mouth.
No. That's not his dick in his mouth. That's Vince's dick up his ass. No lube.
Either way, a dick is going in one of his orifices for him.
Anyway. So yeah, TakeOver was awesome. We're talking about that. New Japan is awesome. We're talking about that. Vince McMahon is an asshole. That's why he's reserved for the first segment. Look, I have no doubt Edge versus Orton is going to be good. Edge is pretty much rested up, ready to go, and Orton is, well, at least he's bothered enough to give an effort. So, folks,
that's right.
I don't buy that hype. I don't feel the hype. Fuck that show, and fuck Vince McMahon.
I have a rant for that later.
That being said, let us begin. And for those wondering, what's the clip of the week, month? Well, the clip of the week, quote unquote. This one, I think we have to be wholesome and give you a reminder of, hey, you know what? The world's not so bad, and neither is Seth Rollins. Actually, we should probably bring it up to the man, Becky Lynch. She, her last appearance to date on a professional wrestling program was quite a memorable one, and for all the right reasons. Take a listen.
I walked in through these very doors in 2013, and I didn't know anybody in this country, and I didn't know if I was good enough to be here. And I didn't know if anybody would care about a loud-mouthed Irish woman who loved puns and toast. But somewhere along the line, I learned that they did care, and they cared so much that they put me on their shoulders and they carried me into history, and I will never forget that. Through injury and triumph, it was the fans who stood up for me, who had my back. And it was the fans who I grabbed onto when I didn't have anybody else. And that is why it is the fans, it is you at home, that deserve to hear this from me first. That I have to go away for a while. You have beaten me when nobody else could. You have been the best wrestler in the world for a long time, and this is why I am so glad that this is happening to you. Because the match last night, it wasn't what you thought it was. It wasn't for an opportunity to win the championship. It was for so much more. And I know you haven't been able to unlock this, because there's a combination. The match last night was actually for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, I can't fight anymore, but you can. You are the champion.
I'm the champion?
You are the champion.
I'm the champion!
You are the champion.
Yeah! Yeah! I'm the champion! Yeah! Awesome!
fun, and as happy as you are to be the champion, I might be a little bit happier. So you go and be a warrior, because I'm going to go be a mother.
Yeah! Becky! 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 I'm so happy for you! Becky! Becky! Becky!
Jay Coggins in the chat. I'm of two minds on Asuka winning the belt. On one hand, that's a heartwarming moment. Another, heel Asuka winning with the belt would have been the perfection. And a lot of people have said that. Hey, Poison missed in the face. But, you know what? Becky passing the mantle and Asuka being as badass. I mean, I'm still reading the news, and the fact is, you're treating Asuka okay-ish. Ish being the operative word here. Better than they would have 10 years ago. In this situation, I think would be the thing. But what's cool about this is like, okay, Becky Lynch is gone, but good for her. And good for Seth, too. Is what I'm trying to say here. I think that the bottom line here is Asuka will do fine, and Becky will be around for a little. We'll be back eventually, hopefully. Or not. If not, hey, you know what? Put her in the Hall of Fame for what she did. She was able to pull off.
Indeed. Although the backstage reports are apparently saying, thanks to all the dirt sheet writers and all that, that it won't be Asuka that'll be holding Becky's place, but apparently Charlotte.
You know, I got nothing on that. Sure, they want to overpush Charlotte Flair. It's their fuck up. You know what?
I feel so bad for Charlotte because this is just going to make people resent her. Like, for as much shit as we gave them for Roman Reigns, this is infinitely worse because when you look at Roman Reigns' track record as champion, he only had a few title runs, and they were not particularly long, not a single one of them.
They weren't particularly long, but they were halfway decent. With Charlotte, the only memorable thing was she was part of the Triple Threat at Mania a couple of years ago. That's it.
That was a gimme.
And that was a gimme. That was literally, look, we put you in this slot, but Becky has to be in there. We're making it a Triple Threat so we could, you get the money we owe you. That's pretty much what it is. Evil Reverend quoting Ollie Davis out of Wrestle Talk. The Omniflare.
I'm
Dear
sorry.
Ollie, more farts. More farts, God damn it. It's not the Omni-Shane. More farts.
I'm sorry, but this is, if they're doing this, this is killing the divisions. All of them.
Yeah. Not as bad as what they're doing with poor Drake Maverick, though.
Yeah, I did not like that.
I cannot help but think anyone and everyone that was furloughed or fired during that mass firing a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago, and they look at Drake Maverick, and I'm like, if you thought you're getting me to re-sign after this whole shit show is done, fuck yourself.
Yeah, and since our last show, more people have been furloughed, including Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, by the way, NXT's got Tom Phillips, and no offense to Tom Phillips, but pretty much any NXT fan right now went,
Urge to kill rising.
You know what? For all the flack we could give to Beth Phoenix, forget that. Beth, Morrow, and Nigel was the best trio for the commentary for NXT.
They worked exceptionally well off each other.
And obviously, it's something to do with Nigel has to stay in the UK. I think they had to do some tapings, and he got stuck. But fuck you, Vince. I think that's just the best way. And, honestly, go ahead.
I was about to say, here's one thing that makes all the furloughs and firings from WWE worse. Is the fact that this year they've made more money than they have any other year in their entire existence, and yet it's the year where they fire the most people in their entire existence.
You know what the crazy part is? From an ethical, human standpoint, they didn't have to do shit.
And
they had enough money, and people were going, "Oh, the live stuff. They have to go live every week or whatever." You know, the TV shows like Fox and USA were pretty much went, "Look, these are different times, and you're still providing first run TV. You cool, as long as it's first run. Do what you got to. Do a mass taping every 3 or 4 weeks. We don't care. First run is good for us." They said the same thing with TNT and AEW. And Vince still fired all these people. Obviously, this was a spring cleaning that was 2 or 3 years overdue because Vince wanted to keep all the talent for himself, the greedy son of a bitch. But going back to Drake Maverick, he fired Drake Maverick, and Triple H went, "Well, I'm supposed to. He's booked. He's in my cruiserweight tournament. You fucking idiot." Look, for all intents and purposes, I'm taking Triple H's word on this one. Grain of salt, obviously, but at the same time, as a look, he just lost one cruiserweight champion, and Drake Maverick was supposed to be in there for the cruiserweight thing. Anyway.
And that whole situation, it didn't do Io del Fantasma any favors, because people remember that the end of that tournament not for Fantasma winning the belt, but for Drake Maverick getting his job back. That kind of devalues the cruiserweight title a bit. Like you're putting more importance on this guy.
It would have been better if Drake would have won it. Like, I get it. The idea was, hey, put the belt on the hot new guy. But the hot new guy's got to be around. That's a feud there. Drake Maverick was a natural story, and say what you will about, and by the way, fuck you, Vinny, if you theme of the show so far here. But the reality is, there's Drake Maverick, a natural story, whether we like it or not. He just wants to keep his job or get his job back. So logically, put belt on Maverick and then continue the story naturally from there.
And
don't force it.
And I'd like to address something JC said. It's something that a lot of people are missing when it comes to Heel del Fantasma, is the fact that even though he unmasked this week, he actually lost his mask a couple years ago at Triple Mania.
He legally lost it. He's not allowed to have it anymore.
Which is why it confused me why they had him wear it for the past couple months. I was like, didn't he lose? Yeah, I looked up there. Yeah, he lost the mask. So why'd they bring him in wearing a mask? Especially since WWE is such an anti-mask company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only guy that's allowed to have a mask on was Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, for years and years, it was just him. That was it.
And then
everyone else, when they brought them in. Well, in Sakara's defense, they give him a mask that you could barely see out of, and they turned out all the lights during his matches.
Yeah, we've bitched about that. We've bitched about that in the past.
How was anyone supposed to work in those circumstances? Anyone?
They're not. This is just Vince McMahon, asshole.
And thinking about it, Matty, having Drake Maverick win over Fantasma would have made his heel turn this week all the better.
There you go. There you fucking go. But that was cringy. Speaking of cringe, Mike Tyson on Dynamite. What the hell was that?
That's me going to kick Chris Jericho's ass. I'm going to punch him in the face.
Honestly,
Look, I get it. You're trying to drum up hype and everything else. Tyson at Double or Nothing, I'll forgive, but did you really have to mimic Austin and Tyson, the whole break apart brawl? Like,
It worked.
I mean, it did. It got me talking about it, but that was the cringiest thing AEW has done.
At the very least, it got people watching. People didn't tune out.
I don't personally mind Tyson being in this. He's Mike. Did you see him at Double or Nothing?
He like there's this one meme of him yawning that was like a bad cop, but he seemed like he wanted the beat. Like he was like, "Fuck this! All right, I don't need to knock anybody out. This is fucking awesome. Ringside, Double or Nothing. Let's do it."
Considering how the history of guest celebrities at ringside who just sit there and do nothing, Mike was a breath of fresh air. I could have watched Mike just react to that whole match the entire time, and I would have been entertained.
Yeah.
He is definitely fully into it. Although I'm still wondering why he stooged on Arn Anderson. What was that about?
I think he told. I don't know if they told him you're just there to present the title. You're not an enforcer. And then he's like, "Oh wait, I got still my enforcer license from '98. Is that still? Yeah, it's still good. Hey, on, yeah." I don't know.
What did he say? I don't know. Just let him do whatever he wants.
And I'm kicking both of you guys out. Like, just go. I don't know. Well, by the way, he presented the TNT title, and by the way, I'm calling it the TNT Beta Championship because it's not a complete one.
One thing that we forgot to mention. Sorry,
go ahead.
I'll say before we get on with that, one thing we forgot to mention at the top of the show was the passing of Danny Havoc. I want to get that away real quick.
I forgot about Danny Havoc.
Especially because he designed, not only was he, prolific with deathmatch wrestling, but he also designed John Moxley's first AEW t-shirt.
Very true.
Did not know that.
Yep, Moxley shared that on Twitter. And he shared on that a bunch of designs that Danny Havoc did for him. There's just a load of them. So, rest in peace, Danny Havoc.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, when it comes to the TNT title, I don't mind the design.
Me
personally,
neither.
as it is now.
Look, it's beta. It's not complete. It's missing gold. It's missing some things. I think it's going to be just fine. I think people are, bitching about it like it's like the 24/7 title. It's like, guys, it's not the 24/7 title.
It's growing on me.
The right guy is wearing the championship. That is for sure.
And at the very least, there is some level of design to it, which is something we have not seen for a while out of WWE's belts. When you look at all their world titles, like most of them are just copy and paste belts. At the very least with AEW, with each championship, they all look unique. You can spot exactly which belt that is just by looking at it for half a second.
And it's the TNT Championship. It's their television championship. There you go. TNT logo in the middle. It's probably going to be like some gold and red accents. Obviously, there's some red accents in there. It's going to be gold. It's going to be red strap. And it's in beta. It's going to be complete when it's ready to be complete. It's not going to stay silver for forever.
Yeah, I think read that the team that made the belt was currently working on ventilators at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And the ventilators need to go to the people who need the ventilators, not the belt makers. Let's be fair here.
Hey, you brought a point in the chat. Tyson can still hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
You might be old, but you still don't want to get into a fight.
I saw that. I watched that video of him training about a month ago. Look, this guy. Oh yeah, Mr. Wrestling 2.
Yeah, Johnny Walker.
See, I just went for the two biggest ones with Shad Gaspard and Hana Kimura. I mean, we're not going to bring them up on the list here. Obviously, if you want to know my thoughts, Shad, died a hero, Hana. That's just sad. That's just the internet. That's worst, unfortunately. Mr.
Yeah,
Death,
that's
Mr. Wrestling 2. That's just it's one of those. It was inevitable, but I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it's Mr. Wrestling 2 is sad, but he got to live a full life.
Absolutely.
And he was apparently President Jimmy Carter's favorite wrestler, but Secret Service wouldn't let the two hang out together because Mr. Wrestling 2 kept a kayfabe but wouldn't unmask because he was like, hey, it's secret identity. I'm a masked wrestler. I can't unmask. They're like, if you can't unmask, you can't meet the president. And he's like, all right, I guess I'm not meeting him. And apparently he met the president's wife in secret, which apparently pissed off the Secret Service.
Makes sense.
Why not? That's all I'm gonna say there.
But yeah, I actually remember some scenes footage from Ip Man 3. You remember that fight Tyson had with
I've never seen any of the Ip Man movies.
Yeah, they actually had a pretty good well choreographed fight scene between Donnie Yen and Mike Tyson, and at one point Tyson actually punches a heavy bag and it goes flying in the other direction, and they were like, no, there were no strings or no wires with that. Tyson actually hit that thing that fucking hard.
Well, I look forward to eventually watching the movies because I hear there's like 4 or 5 Ip Man movies.
Just 4.
Okay.
Just tell us the one Mike Tyson murders a punching bag. We'll find the clip.
It's free. It's easy to find. It's on YouTube. Mike
Awesome.
Tyson versus
Yeah,
Donnie.
I could have sworn I saw the Ip Man movies were on Netflix.
Pretty sure I saw them too a while back, but I would not be able to confirm that at this moment.
Choose a weekend to binge those films.
Do so.
Absolutely. All right, now we brought up Money in the Bank earlier. I watched. Let's compare. Money in the Bank, Stadium Stampede. Obviously, the Stampede wins.
Stampede was way better because.
Look. Before we gush on Stadium Stampede, I want to take a shit on Vince McMahon one more time here. This is the Money in the Bank, the corporate Money in the Bank ladder match where you climb the building, and it's Titan Towers, the home of the Super Bowl commercial. So, look, I get it. Costs money to renovate stuff, and you're leaving. You don't want to leave it in too much damage. That's fair enough, but all that money, all those superstars. Like I said, there are some moments where I'm like, okay, that was cool, nice touch. All that money, all that hype, and you're not gonna fuck up the building more than that.
Not only that, but the comedy segments, for the most part, was just lols. This random person showed up.
Cameos.
Isn't that random?
It was literally cameos. Like the best comedy bit, so to speak, was AJ Styles, being stuck with that coffin room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will applaud WWE for trying, but they went up against the master of the cinematic match in Matt Hardy. He
literally weeks later, and here it is. There it is for all to see. 10 dudes and a crew of people just saying, let's just have some fucking fun already.
Yeah, the reason the Stadium Stampede works better than Money in the Bank is because every bit of comedy in that match was related to something within each wrestler's character. Nothing felt out of character. Nothing felt too random. Everything just felt really natural. Like, it felt a bit like, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Felt a bit wacky, but it never really.
It was wacky, but it's always stayed within the context of the match and the people within it. There was a fight. There was a fight in the bar. Hangman established that he was a drinker, social or otherwise. It's legal drinking age, folks. Keep that in mind. There was the swimming pool of reincarnation. And Ortiz not being able, and one of the proud and powerful not
Ortiz
being
couldn't
able
swim.
Yeah, Ortiz couldn't swim.
Stop being a pendejo.
I cannot wait for Proud and Powerful to turn face. That they're going to be such a great standalone team once they do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's Sammy Guevara versus the
Versus
golf
the
cart.
multifarious Hardy.
Yes, that's gonna be awesome. That's a feud I'm looking for. That's another feud I'm looking forward to, like down the line or even this year. Really, who knows?
Oh wait, still props to Guevara for about a month ago taking a golf cart straight to the face.
Yes, and they repeated this. They tried to repeat the spot.
And there was a horse.
There was a horse because cowboy shit.
When I spoke about this match to Sarah, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the most anime match you will ever see in professional wrestling. This is literally an anime match. You had horses, you had golf carts, you had instant replays, boom saws off the top of the goalpost. You had a barroom brawl. You had
a 100-yard Northern Lights suplex.
It was everything you could ever want.
And super kicks. Don't forget the super kick part. There has to be a super kick party.
Always a super kick party.
You have to have a super kick party, folks. It's wrestling law. If the Young Bucks are there, there will be a super kick.
Of course, Carter brings up the excessive celebration penalty where Matt Jackson did the Alex Wright dance.
Yes!
There's a way to get Alex Wright out there. Next time, you should have had me, the German, help you out. You would have won. Yeah.
I promise.
Was that
that was exactly what you think that was.
Was that a WCW Thunder reference?
Yep. Or WCW Nitro, PS1, PSX, yes.
Those rants are literally the only redeeming factor for that game.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Like, there's Kevin Nash telling you to pick someone else because, well, I guess he was being too lazy.
Because he was being Kevin Nash. That's what he was.
Just pick someone
this
else.
is literally.
No, not me.
This is literally
no,
like.
pick
God damn it! This is my day off. I have to gear up to cut a promo. Fuck you.
I swear they just got these guys.
Meanwhile, at Warzone, with Ahmed Johnson in Reef.
Oh, please! What's gonna happen? You will get chicken on you and beat you with wontons. Peace.
In Reef.
I love you, Sonny Bone. Love him so much. I'm so glad that he was able to... I can tell you guys right now, Sonny Bone was not expecting those videos to blow up as big as they were. They did. He was not. Like when I showed him, like, hey, look, these people know about the reference. And he's like, and he just responded like, holy fucking shit.
I've gone viral.
Yeah, like, then again, it's just, he's like, this, he just made these videos back in 2007 where he just put subtitles under Ahmed Johnson promos from Warzone just for shits and giggles.
Just to fuck around. Just to fuck around and see what sticks.
And he built a Blu-ray disc out of that, essentially. And eventually grew into a Blu-ray full of bad wrestling video game matches that I actually bought. Let's see if I can still find it.
While you do that, we got to bring the room down a little bit. Paul Heyman's no longer running creative for Raw. They've merged it with Bruce Pritchard, and nothing against Bruce Pritchard, but fuck you, Vinny. Paul's one of the good guys. That's it. That's my thought on it. I don't know what you guys
Acclaimed Supercar 3, made by Phantom Green Productions, featuring Nova versus Danny Doring, Bam Bam Bigelow versus Don't Clown versus Vampiro versus Charlie Manson versus DDP versus Bam Bam Bigelow versus Don't the Clown, Vampiro versus Charlie Manson, DDP versus Booker T, Ric Flair versus Scott Steiner, Brian Christopher versus Jeff Jarrett versus Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman, Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles in a Mario Kart match. And many more. Like the governor versus the judge. Hulk Hogan versus the Giant. Ahmed Johnson versus Dr. Death versus the Ultimate Warrior. And I actually have this one personally signed by him because I pre-ordered it, and it says here Sherlock, Morkhaug, Jay Benson, Snowbody, to TWK.
Wait a minute. So it's Ahmed Johnson versus Dr. Death versus the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
The promos alone would be amazing.
Yeah, these are all like video game matches that he recorded and put on a Blu-ray. And this packaging is also actually pretty damn good.
Anyway, so we brought down the room. Let's bring it back up with Randy Orton stepping into some shit with Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, good lord!
And right after Randy Orton was having a good week at Twitter for one.
He was so good, and then Takeover happened, and then he decided to leg slap, and then Tommaso Ciampa did not take that shit sitting down. Decided, all right, you want a leg slap? All right, my kid could sleep last night. Put on a Randy Orton match. Works every time. I didn't say that verbatim, but yeah, burn.
Can't sleep at night? Tired of insomnia? Well, your local doctor recommends a Randy Orton match. Putting on a Randy Orton match will put you to sleep in 10 minutes guaranteed. Side effects may include being RKO'd out of nowhere, having shit thrown in your face, having dick hands, and majorly being just bored. Prescribe your doctor that Randy Orton matches are for you.
Don't forget about my 3-minute headlocks.
Another headlock, Randy.
You have to get at least 3 or 4 of those in every match. That's how you get people really excited.
If you don't agree with my headlocks, why don't you just shake my hand like a man and tell me otherwise?
Anyway, did you guys want to bring out? That's pretty much what my list. The rest of it is just my notes for New Japan, which we talked about in the third seg, or the next seg, I should say.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say is I'm just still sad that they added Paul Heyman as the creative head for Raw, and having Bruce Prichard take over everything because we can't have nice things. And I'm now worried for the talent that Heyman's been pushing because historically speaking, when someone's a Paul Heyman guy and they're pushed very heavy by Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman loses power, bad things happen to those people.
Street Profits are about to sink hard. You could forget about Austin Theory for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm worried for Austin Theory.
Paulo
Cruz.
I believe Andrade was also a Paul Heyman guy.
At least Andrade was a good heel, but he's about the job.
Garza, I heard, was a Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just us being paranoid, but history has not been kind to Paul Heyman guys when Heyman loses control of the brand.
Yeah.
And this is not... And this is just... I'm just getting ECW flashbacks because the last time, Paul Heyman was ousted was, of course, then, and Vince was the one actually, making all the bad decisions. Heyman was trying to fight up against them, but when Vince's decisions backfired on him, he was like, Heyman, you're out. But it's like, no, these were your decisions. You're the one who wanted, the bad Elimination Chamber with the bad booking. Paul Heyman tried to do good booking with it. But then when your booking failed, you blamed him, you asshole.
I can only blame him. Can't blame myself.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Asshole.
When everything goes wrong, it can never be Vince's fault. Ever.
I just did my best Vincent Kennedy McMahon asshole, and you just ignored, kept talking.
Sorry.
Anyway. Well, that's pretty much it, you know.
Rant, like I said.
Double or Nothing was fine. Moxley versus Brody Lee was great.
Yeah, Double or Nothing might be one of my favorite shows of the year so far.
Brian Cage versus John Moxley is going to kick a whole lot of ass. Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho will be the greatest match that ever be wrestled. Look, it's Orange Cassidy. It's Orange Cassidy. We know what he can do. When he tries, and it's against Chris Jericho, Mr. I will do anything for comedy if I have to.
Yeah, and going back to Double or Nothing, one of the reasons why I love this show so much is because they hit all the right chords at the right time, because us wrestling fans were having a shitty week. We just this felt like one tragedy after another. So they just came on and they just hit banger after banger after banger, gave us some really solid matches with... Here's the thing I love. Not one dirty finish on the whole pay-per-view. Not one dirty finish. Even MJF won clean. Everyone won clean.
In a solid match with Jungle Boy too.
Great match.
Absolutely.
And honestly, looking at AEW, I don't think they've done one disqualification finish since Dynamite started. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have.
They did a couple of... They did a time limit draw. But that's about it.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen a DQ or bullshit finish from NXT the past month?
Too many. JC in the chat, Hikaru Shida with the Tifa cosplay. Easy and I fully approve of that cosplay entrance gear.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that.
And she's a Final Fantasy mark. If you watch the Road to insert show here videos, she did. I think that was the music from Final Fantasy X on the piano. So she's a nerd.
Played the prelude from 7 on piano. I saw on Twitter she did that.
Yeah,
she's just a massive geek in general. I mean, she's done My Hero Academia cosplay, and it's just great to see nerdiness on television overall.
Look. And Big Swole with the Yellow Ranger gear a couple weeks ago. Thumbs the way fuck up. Way the fuck up.
Oh yes.
Anyway.
And by the way, I'm looking forward to eventually seeing Hikaru Shida versus Penelope Ford.
People are going to take a shit. I'll say one. It's not going to be that good. I'm like, it's Fyter Fest. Just saying. By the way, Cody versus Jake Hager. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Oh, yes.
Like that.
And then afterward,
good.
And then afterward, lights go down. They go back up. And who's in the ring to be Cody's next challenger? Woo! You know it.
I don't think he'll be actually allowed to do that. Copyright stuff included, but goddamn, Cody versus Matt Cardona or whatever he chooses. Matt Cardona, whatever ring name he uses.
He's currently using Matt Cardona, as seen in the latest trailer for Retromania Wrestling.
Okay. So Matt Cardona makes sense.
Well, at least you know where Heath Slater is going.
Heath Slater is going somewhere.
Yeah,
he's going to Impact. In like the last episode, Rhino was some guy asked Rhino, "Hey, Rhino, you want to be my tag team partner?" And Rhino said, "No, I already got a tag team partner, and he's got."
Nice.
This Slammiversary, please welcome Rhino and Heath Miller.
No, the whole IGN thing you were talking about, Retromania and everything else. I didn't even know there was trailers being released. So obviously, it's the week of E3, what E3 would have been.
It came out earlier today.
Yeah,
it was put up on Stevie Richards' YouTube channel. That's how I saw it.
So I need to catch up on that. See, I've been working
the whole trailer. It's a 3-minute trailer with gameplay set to a custom song by Mega Ran.
I saw that. I saw it. It's in my queue. Not gonna lie, I've been busy as hell at work, so I haven't had as much time to, obviously catch up, obviously. Because, you're supposed to be at work and not supposed to be watching YouTube videos in your downtime. Or play Animal Crossing. I've said too much. Anyway.
Of course, FTR is now in AEW.
FTR,
That's also pretty
FTR in AEW. They're not going to give Bucks FTR away on free TV. If for those wondering, are you going to see that at Fyter Fest? No. It's either All Out or they're going to say, hey, you guys want to play the long run and keep it for when we actually have a crowd so we could pop it?
I think they are going to have a crowd for All Out because GCW is doing show with fans this month. Next month, we're going to start seeing fans with New Japan.
Yeah.
And then by September, I could see them having at least partial fans back.
We'll see.
Regardless, they still must keep the truck.
Absolutely. I think that goes without saying.
That for their entrance.
Or at least use that as part of the entrance video, at the very least.
If Moxley can come out from the crowd every day, then they can keep the truck.
What's funny is I was just listening to a podcast called How to Wrestling. I was listening to their old episode on Tajiri, and one of them they were talking about Tajiri's mini feud with Eddie Guerrero, and one of the coach was like, "I'd like to see more vehicles in wrestling," and then all of a sudden, boom. A few years later, but I just happened to listen right before we got to see an FTR vehicle entrance. So there we go. We now have another vehicle in wrestling.
The fact that they just come in just screaming into that truck. They don't just roll in quietly. They just go
because
they just come out of the truck like we're here. I heard somebody was talking shit about us. Say to our face, come out ready to beat ass.
And some subtle hints being played in the crowd there with members of the Horsemen sitting near each other as I believe it was Cash Wheeler holding up the 4 at them.
Cash Wheeler holding up the 4, Tully in the front in the foreground, Arn in the background because of that little subtle nod at the Brainbusters, which was one of the influences for FTR. One of them. There are many. But
what's interesting is that
guys,
on Twitter,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I was just saying on Twitter, someone noted that they were kind of like the 4 Horsemen, and someone else said, "Well, there's only 2 of them." And which one of the members of FTR responded by saying, "Is there only 2 of us?"
On that lovely note, we could keep going, but we got another segment, and one of the suggestions I've gotten while they're the hiatus is we got to keep that shit short. People like it under an hour. Like, I ain't doing an hour, but I'm like, I want to keep it to under 90 minutes, or at 90 minutes, and we're already at an hour almost.
Because we're good at stretching.
That and it's been a while. Let's be honest here.
Indeed.
It's been a while. Anyway. That being said, I'm going to hit the normal comment outro music. And say, if you do want to send emails when we're back on a regular pace, the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com is where you send them. I can't promise I'll read them the next time because it might be another 3 months. Who knows? But if you want to send in suggestions for segments or whatever, we're always open to them. That being said, we shall return. You know this works. I'm going to play 60 seconds of an ad break without the questionnaire, of course, and we will return with our thoughts on NXT TakeOver in your house and the upcoming New Japan Cup. Do not go away.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
To be the NXT champion, you gotta want it every day. It takes an integrated approach to training, and that is what ICO Pro is all about.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
How about out of the cold, baby, with that ICO Pro Classic? Even did you about with Bret Hart's accent. That's like, mwah! That was awesome.
Good old ICO Pro.
Oh. This was, I mean, we may as well bring it up the whole. We'll do the whole review. Maybe not without the maybe not without the rating. Well, we'll throw in a what the fuck. It's essentially. It's what the fuck? We'll do a review and then we'll talk about the preview of the New Japan Cup. Let's talk. It's mad, but well, it's been 3 months. Welcome back to the Wrestle-Cast, RVT Entertainment production. Matty Jay, TWK, Shintigercurl. We're on Twitch, Spotify, YouTube, BrokenInfinite.com. That stuff and things. NXT Takeover in your house. Oh boy. Winter Park, the Full Sail University NXT Arena, as it is nicknamed. Winter Park, Florida. Attendance 0, although there were wrestlers in attendance to provide the crowd noise. Not a bad call. This was a hybrid. Nostalgia with the good shit. With the good wrestling. And good nostalgia on top of that. The classic in your house set integrated with the background, the LED screen that they use. That's been a hallmark of the NXT arena ever since they started at Full Sail. They had, like I said, the classic set with the door and everything. The everything was angled. The classic, instead of the Then Now Forever intro, they had the NXT for 5.5 years, a legendary force of sports entertainment gimmick, which, like, I popped for that. I'm like, okay, Todd Pettengill, like, if you're young, you know who? Like, for us wrestling nerds, you're going, yes!
I'll just say, Todd Pettengill looks amazing.
I gotta check on something because I know that Wiki has oh my god, he is not credited in this. like on-screen personnel, like we got Mauro, Beth, Tom, the Spanish, everything else, pre-show personnel, and also Todd Pettengill's not in this. Really? Nothing mentioning Todd Penn. That is a shame. Oh. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I'm looking. I'm like, not one mention of, like, I was looking for his age. I'm like, wait a minute, I'll find a link to his wiki on the Wikipedia. Fuck no. Not in there. Gotta Google the fucker. Oh. Boo-erds indeed.
He's 54.
Yeah, 54? Holy
Great.
shit. Yeah, he looks great for 54.
At least if his Wikipedia can be believed.
Yeah, I'm there. There's 1966. He is 54 years old. Married with 2 children, apparently. Good for him.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Come together like a horse and carriage.
This, I tell you, brother, you can't have one.
Other love and marriage. Married with children.
Blue eyes. Good old blue eyes.
And I did the whole thing because married with children. Anyway. I'm having fun. I don't care what y'all think. I'm having fun with me, man. Anyway.
Anyways, getting on to the matches proper. For NXT
I was gonna bring up. You heard William Regal doing his Lord Alfred Hayes impression, and they were plugging the good humor WWE superstar bars. Shotzi Blackheart eating the shit out of it in one bit. You know, Keith Lee being Keith Lee, and being Keith Lee being awesome. The Ico Pro commercial has brought lots of nostalgia, wrapped up in a good NXT Takeover card. Speaking of, the opener, Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, speaking of, and Tegan Nox in her Captain Marvel gear. They defeated Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez in a 6-woman tag. 950 that one.
This was a fine enough match. It did everything you need to do in order to put the heat on the right people, and we got to see a nice, clean victory. Very nice.
Solid opener. That's just the best way to put it. Solid opener.
I didn't particularly care for it, but it was a curtain jerker, and it did what it needed to do. Yeah.
Get you going, get you in the mood for wrestling, and that's what a curtain jerker is supposed to be.
And the best part was we had to see Mia Yim on a pay-per-view, which is always a plus in my book.
Obviously. And I like Candice LeRae as a heel, too. You know, side note there. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, the former Punishment Martinez took on the Prince. 1302, the Prince won. Finn Balor over. I don't know. Showcase match for Damian, obviously. Finn trying to make him look good. I think job done for the most part. Would have been. I think it would have been greater with the crowd.
Obviously, but still, these two put on a banger, and really glad that Damian Priest didn't hurt us back too much on that bump at the end.
Jesus
that one looked real nasty.
Yeah. Okay, boys, it's a pandemic. Solid, good wrestling with fundamental stories is enough. You do not need to take the takeover bumps if there's no crowd to react.
And that was kind of the reason why that made those big bumps work, is because it got big crowd reactions, but because the only crowd there was, as WWE put it, Performance Center trainees.
My ass.
Didn't have seats.
Yeah, no seats, no food. Had to be tested at the other place. Go to the Performance Center, and you sit around, and then, of course, 3 hours, 4 hours of doing nothing. Guys, we need you to be more chipper, more loud noise, more crowd. Guys, come on. Seriously.
At least
seats.
Get them some water.
Even AEW gives them chairs. Hell,
Because
Dr. Britt got injured. She's got a whole football buggy.
Yeah,
and a
the main
wheelchair
reason
that says role model with ROLL at the back of it.
The only reason AEW gave their wrestlers chairs to them is because that just looks natural. having people stand around just looks weird.
It does.
Plexiglass around them.
Well, okay, plexiglass, small quarters, close quarters, fine. It looks like it's like a hockey arena vibe, which I'm like, I am okay with that. But
yeah, me and Matty like that because we're hockey guys. But you know,
I'm like, seriously, AEW does empty arena shows better than WWE. Period. I don't care what y'all think. You cannot change my mind.
Plus, I had a bad experience with hockey glass.
Oh, was this when you were working at that one arena?
I was working in the Sprint Center.
Yeah, Sprint Center. What happened?
Yeah, we were putting in the glass for the hockey games, and I don't know what happened, but it exploded in my face.
Oh,
yeah. Ooh, that's gonna sting.
Yeah,
for a few hours.
It must have been like a one little crack and no one noticed until you put some sort of pressure on it and it shatters. Yeah, that sucks.
No, it didn't shatter. It exploded.
Oh.
It's because those things are pressurized in between them.
Yeah,
in between
yeah.
So, one crack, boom.
Yeah.
But,
and they're supposed to shatter when you're putting in, but when you're just holding it like that, of course it blows up. Anyway, I hate to, I know tangents, I don't want to be insensitive, but we got to move on here. I want to talk about New Japan, too. Keith Lee over Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship. That entrance was awesome by Gargano. And Keith Lee with the appropriate attire. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yeah.
I may not be a believer in the movement, but I believe that what Shade said on a couple Sundays is like united, not divided. So I'm going to say there. I may not believe in the movement per se, but I do believe that this shit can work, folks. You gotta be united.
It was a pretty good match.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, 20 minutes 35 seconds. Solid matchup.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. And I'm really glad that I'm actually kind of surprised that Keith Lee won. I was expecting this to be, since Johnny Gargano has been built up as a new heel, that he would win, but seems like they have maybe other plans for Mr. Gargano.
I'm just glad a One Piece. I'm just glad a One Piece guy won.
Oh, of course he is. Of course he is.
Of course.
One of his signature moves, the Grizzly Magnum, is a move that Luffy uses in One Piece.
Ah.
And of course he also has the Spirit Bomb from good old Dragon Ball.
DBZ reference.
Of course, the way he defeated Johnny Gargano was with his big BBC.
Get your minds out of the gutter.
I'm just saying, he used his BBC to beat Gargano. Because, Gargano, he can't resist the BBC.
Just T-Dub, spell it the fuck out. The acronym's not helping.
What, the Big Bang Catastrophe? Yeah,
Thank
BBC.
you. Thank you. Call it the Big Bang Catastrophe, you fucking idiot. Jeez.
What am I doing wrong?
What the fuck else does BBC stand for, T-Dub? You're on the internet. You've been on there for over 10 years. What
British
the fuck?
Broadcasting Communications?
God damn it.
Only Mia Yim could be experiencing the BBC.
T-Dub, it's bad enough that we have to convince that guy over there that the dude who defeated Tommaso Ciampa is Karrion Kross. No other names. Let's not start another running gag with quote unquote big black cocks.
Who's talking about that?
T-Dub,
you just said that out of nowhere.
T-Dub. I know you're not talking about that. You're talking about the Big Bang Catastrophe. But when you say BBC, that's what this is the internet. They will think the obvious. And it's Keith Lee.
JC
Put
says
two and two together.
JC says it stands for Big Boss Crew.
God damn it. I am going to regret this.
Welcome back, Matty. Welcome back to the show.
Damn it. You know what, T-Dub? This is going to come back to bite you in the ass on Tuesday, and you know it. Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Last Chance Backlog Brawl. You would think Velveteen Dream would win, but nope. Adam Cole, who has not yet re-signed or extended or done anything with his contract other than just looking at the time run out. Still NXT champion, 1457. Positives? I liked it. Negatives? Really? You're not going to pull the trigger on Velveteen? Really? Really?
This is now the third person to lose a last chance match. First was in the NWA with, goddamn, I forgot his name now. It's been so long.
Tim Storm.
Yep. Tim Storm, he lost his last chance.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes lost. And now we have Velveteen Dream. It's starting
And
to become a pattern.
it wasn't even a last chance. It was just Cody saying, if I don't win, I'm not going to compete for it anymore. That was literally a stipulation he put on himself. But that's semantic details. I don't get why I Dream... Like, okay, it's to be fair, it's Dream does not get another shot until Adam Cole loses the championship. But still, I mean... Come on, like I get it. Like there's waiting for a crowd, and then there's taking way too long, and I'm like, you're gonna fuck up the Velveteen Dream doing that.
According to the rumor mill, it's because Dream might get called up soon.
Oh God, Vince is gonna fuck up the Velveteen Dream.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I was. And, of course, I had to bust out my Negan impression because he did that.
Yeah, because Negan. It only makes sense.
Little pig, let me in.
And, of course, as always, Dexter Loomis never far behind.
No.
And he kidnapped Roderick Strong
and stole Roderick Strong's phone.
Can I just say this about Dexter Loomis? I saw something in him when he was in Impact as Samuel Shaw, and I'm like, if he cultivates this little gimmick of his a little bit more, I could see it being something. But now he has reached. This is the fully evolved version of Samuel Shaw. Samuel Shaw was just the first stage Pokemon. He was the starter. This is the fully evolved Dexter. Dexter Shaw evolved into Dexter Loomis.
You know what? I don't know if you called it on this show, but I'll just say...
Called it.
Because that's what you did there, bud. That's what you did.
I saw it. I knew. And really, he should have won that tournament. He really should have won that tournament. Not counting ACH and his immense talent despite his attitude, but Dexter Shaw had the most. Not Dexter Shaw. Dexter Loomis had the most personality, and his in-ring style had vastly.
Let's stick with the NXT names for now. I think that will be less confusing.
And his in-ring style vastly improved. That was one of my issues I had with him in Impact. That his in-ring style was just average. Now. His in-ring style is as awesome as his character.
And I think he might be the one to beat Adam Cole finally. I just hope that, if the rumors are true and Dream is going to the main roster, that they don't ruin him too much. That's a very unique gimmick.
I get the feeling he was supposed to be a Paul Heyman guy and he's dead on arrival, but that's just my gut feeling on that. And I'd rather not think about it and just say Vince is going to fuck it up and move on.
Devin says he'll become the wrestler formerly known as Velveteen Dream on the main roster.
You know, knowing Patrick Clark and the way he's cultivated the gimmick, that would not surprise me.
And Toxic Totally Top says just watched the classic short film Ashes of Chikara.
An excellent choice. Excellent choice
there. Yeah, I remember that whole thing. I was thinking about that just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That whole gimmick that they did.
Yeah.
Quite a ballsy move by them.
It worked For better or worse, it worked.
Yeah.
In the semi-main, we got to move on, boys. I know. In the semi-main, Tommaso Ciampa lost by technical submission to the person who was the person that was accompanied by Scarlett. His name, Karrion Kross. Now T-Dub, let me talk to Shin here. Shin, before you start with the gimmick and everything else, a wager, because I think the way they're building up Karrion Kross leads me to believe, not now, but somewhere down the line, Karrion Kross will be NXT champion. If that happens, you will have to say his name fully, without jokes, without kayfabe. You will call him Karrion Kross. That being said, let the comedy ensue.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I have been saying his name right for the last 3 years.
What's his goddamn name? Say it.
His name is Crunchy Creamy Crustacean.
According to JC, his name is Cletus Klasky.
That's not like anything like him.
Now, Shin, I know. Karrion Kross. Now, you don't have to say now. Just say it when he's the NXT champion.
Only if he beats Chugs.
Ooh, okay, bonus round. Okay, fair enough.
Chugs, all caps, like Kenta.
Yes. Same guy that hung around with Grand Pooh Bear, who technically is the NXT champion because of that little crossover gimmick. By the way, they played A Way Out, which is a co-op PS4 game. They had mini games, and they quote unquote jokingly agreed that some of them would be for the NXT Championship. But Grand Pooh Bear won more mini games, so he technically quote unquote is the NXT champion because of that. Pretty sure it's going to result in Grand Pooh Bear getting an NXT Championship replica just for the haha, but you know. Anyway, I thought this match 6:13, short but sweet.
It did exactly as it needed to do to get old dude over, and Tommaso at this point is so damn bulletproof at this point. He can take the loss.
This is one of those. This is literally a case of, hey, I need time to kill. Hey, you guys want to have anybody that you want me to build up? Oh, we got this Karrion Kross, dude. Perfect. All right, dude, beat me. I'm pretty sure it was as simple as that. I'm just saying, anyway.
Yeah, it was a very straightforward match. Ciampa got a few moves in, but it was mostly a showcase for Kross.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Nope. And by the way, Kross, excellent entrance.
Absolutely. People are taking a shit. Oh, it's just long. It's a long entrance. I'm like, no, it's a Full Sail University entrance. It's fine.
Fall and pray.
I have to say though, the chance of fall and pray by the crowd was pretty cringy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were telling them to do, so nothing you can do about it.
Tired crowd don't give a fuck. Even wrestlers, it happens. But yeah, showcase match for Karrion, and this does not help. This does not hurt, I should say, Tommaso Ciampa in the slightest. This is literally a case of, hey, he had time to kill and a superstar to put over. Why not? And in the main event, a surprising finish. Triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, and the Charlotte Flair. Shirai won. So, question, my hand's up. 13, 30, 36. Question, 1, good match. 2, question, what happens to Rhea now?
Rhea is Rhea's done. At least for the next couple of months, she's done.
She's done. Because I'm sorry. All that buildup, and you're like, great for Io. Awesome. But I get the feeling this was supposed to be Rhea's belt. Like, all that thing, she beat Shayna Baszler, and that's it. What the fuck?
Rhea got sacrificed twice this year.
I'm sorry, Hunter. I don't know what caused it. Obviously, Vince had a hand in it, but you did Rhea dirty.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Triple H meant when he said that all of this with Charlotte will make sense 3 to 4 months from now.
Charlotte, like all of Charlotte's title runs, it was short, uninteresting, and put no one else over.
Now, could you repeat that about Triple H saying about making sense about Charlotte? Could you repeat that for me, T-Dub?
Yeah, he says it'll make sense in terms of Charlotte Flair's booking.
Thank you. Moving on. Congratulations to Io, though. Not a bad second choice per se, and I think she'll be a good NXT Women's Champion and all that stuff.
It just would have meant more if Charlotte just ate the pin.
Yeah. Simple as that. Plus, she's fucking bulletproof. She's the Omni Flair, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just interesting just how overprotective they are for. And here's the interesting thing is that heels, generally speaking, aren't supposed to be protected to this degree.
Not
for
usually,
this long.
Yeah.
Because usually the heels are there to protect the baby faces. Baby faces are supposed to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the supposed top baby face that they spent months building up, Rhea Ripley, has taken more clean losses than Charlotte.
Which does not make sense. And for someone of the talent of Rhea Ripley and the evolution of Rhea Ripley, you've done her dirty. Anyway, we got to move on to New Japan. Quick ratings, boys. Shin, out of 5. You remember how this is done, I'm assuming?
I'm going to give this one a 3.75 out of 5.
Dita?
It was a good show, but overall, I've seen better takeovers.
Fair enough.
Not bad.
Not bad, not worse. Okay. Dita?
I'll give it a 3.5. Like Shin says, not great, but, also not bad.
That's what I'm thinking. It felt... It 3.5. It's apropos that they call it In Your House, because it felt... It very much felt like an In Your House. It was a 2-hour show, so easily digestible. The matches were good, but of very little consequence other than 1 or 2 stipulations, really, and a title change. But that's takeover. That's the NXT takeover part. They couldn't go full on NXT, full on In Your House gimmick. The nostalgia bits, the setting, it made it unique enough that it's like, okay, digestible watch.
We forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
A segment where Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Todd throwing back with the AOL. Shawn Michaels using the index finger trying to figure out the on button on a computer.
And could I just say, this is an amazing bit of continuity, because anytime Shawn Michaels has been shown on screen in his
index finger, 96, 97. He's on the computer trying to type in on the AOL chat boards. Index finger. 2006, DX, it's the vote. Shawn Michaels, index finger. Trying to vote. 2020, Triple H, Road Dogg, and Shawn Michaels, index fingers.
Shawn Michaels, he is a elite hacker of the highest order.
And one of the best examples of just keep the continuity going, damn it. That being said, before we get to winners and losers, ladies and gentlemen, there is the thing of, oh yeah, New Japan's back. New Japan, they're going to do the empty arena gimmick for a little bit, but they're going to do it in the form of the postponed. This was originally canceled. At this point, postponed probably makes more sense. But it's the return of the New Japan Cup. Here is the wrong one. That's the one. Here is the bracket. I'm going to share that with you gentlemen as well. This is the up-to-date bracket as it stands. There it is for you folks at home. So here's how this whole thing's going to work. Essentially, out of a press conference this week, the chairman he went on a table, and he went in June. New Japan is back. The first few shows is the first show, which will be June 15, is in a sense New Year Dash style, as in you're not going to know what the card is up until bell time. Anything can happen. They don't know what the fuck they're going to do. They do know they have an idea, but they want to keep it as a surprise. What you see on screen is the New Japan Cup, which starts the day after. All shows running up until the Osaka Joe Hall shows are going to be without fans. It will be live. It'll be broadcast live, quote unquote, and be on New Japan World. And the last two shows, Osaka Joe Hall will be at third capacity, 1/3 capacity. So, for example, if the building held 6,000, they're going to put 2,000 people in there with social distance, physical distancing, to make sure everyone's far enough away so that there's no risk of people getting sick over that shit. The last two matches, you noticed July 3rd. The last one, July 11, is the final, and July 12th will be the quote-unquote Dominion show. It's not going to be called Dominion, but it's the show after this final.
Well, it is being called Dominion.
Okay, so I didn't there was a little bit of confusion. They didn't call it overall call the Dominion, but it will be called Dominion. Thank you, T-Dub. It helps them confuse. I was a little confused there. But essentially, the winner of this tournament will get a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito the night after on July 12th.
Interesting brackets.
I think the two shoo-ins to win are either Sonata or possibly Takahashi.
That's what I'm thinking. Here's for those listening to the audio version. Here's the brackets, all of which start from June 16 all the way to June 23rd. In order of date, it's Togi Makabe versus Yota Tsuji. Ishii versus El Desperado. Toriano versus Jado. That's going to be fun to watch. Honma versus Takahashi. Okada versus Gato. That's going to be cathartic. Nagata versus Minoru Suzuki. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Nagata versus Suzuki. Fuck yes. Uemura versus Kanemaru. Gabriel Kidd versus Taiji Ishimori. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Taichi. That's going to be fun. Kota Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Fuck yes. Ryusuke Taguchi versus Sonata. Sho versus Shingo Takagi. Hiroshi Tenzan versus Yoshihashi. Yo versus Bushi. Satoshi Kojima versus Evil. And Hiroki Goto versus Yujiro Takahashi. That is the field. The next round happens June 24th through July 1st. The semis are July 2nd. The final, the quarters are the quarters are July 2nd. The semis are July 3rd. The final is July 11th, with the winner getting the shot on the 12th the next day.
They might as well give Tenzan a bye because there's no way Hashi's winning.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do because this is basically a lot. Of course, your people have noticed there's a lot of old guys, and it's a mostly Japanese crew, except for Gabriel Kidd and Zack Sabre Jr. the obvious ones in there. Obviously, Will Ospreay's not in there. I believe he's still stuck in. He tried to move to Japan. I think he got stuck in Great Britain. Which sucks because he bulked up and he definitely would have been another shoe-in, another pick for this journey.
Yeah, there's essentially no foreign talent here.
Yeah,
just homegrown people. Just
this is basically local talent, and this is for obvious reasons that the travel restrictions are still on globally, which sucks. But it's seeing all these. It's a lot of familiar faces, and. Usually it'd be like maybe like guys like Nagata and Tenzan, maybe not. But I'm like, yo, this entire crew had almost 4 months to rest up. 3 if you just take away the month of training to get them back in quote unquote in ring shape. I'm like, I'm gonna sit back. These guys are gonna be ready to go at this point.
Except Yoshihashi.
Yoshihashi will be ready to go.
Hey, he's won more matches than Doki.
That is very true.
You mean Dookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, still. Yeah, Yoshihashi will be ready to go. Ready to get in the ring and go back home because he's not winning anything.
I was gonna say, I was gonna joke. It's like, Yoshihashi is gonna be ready to go to the bathroom after he gets his ass kicked. Because that's usually what he does after. Goes to the bathroom and cry for 10 minutes. I'm only kidding, Yoshi. We're just joking. We're roasting you. Anyway. That's what's going to happen starting next week, as a matter of fact. Monday.
Yeah, good time for me to renew my subscription.
Hell yeah. You know what? I didn't cancel it. I just let it run out because I'm like, Wrestle Kingdom's worth $50. I'll take the payment plan.
It only ran out because of my bank account getting hacked.
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm going to take this off the screen for our audience here. If I don't have to do that. And, nope. There we go. It's time for winners and losers. Let us begin, gentlemen, with some losers. Shin?
Of course. Been a while, but we got to do it.
D-Cell
Battery Award.
Yeah, of course.
D-Cell. Yeah. I read the spoilers for SmackDown tonight, and even though it does have AJ versus Daniel Bryan, which I've heard is a barn burner, it also has a segment involving Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and some piss.
Yep. I read those same rumors, and T-Dub, obviously the show's already over, but even if we were showing this before, I don't think would have given a shit. They're essentially playing off of Jeff Hardy's multiple brushes with drug and alcohol abuse, and that is bullshit.
All of the drugs. But, my loser, and I'm going to have to go on a rant for this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to try to make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
But my loser has to go to Randall Keith Orton and Adam Copeland. When you have people have their own list of what they believe are the greatest matches ever. For me, greatest matches ever fall into 2 categories. One is one where you don't expect it, but it turns out great. And 2, on paper, it's good, but it turns into greatness. Like, for the first example, the most famous example is probably Steamboat Savage at WrestleMania 2.
3.
No one was expecting it.
WrestleMania 3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No one was expecting it, and it turned into an absolute classic. Another example, Brett versus Owen. Best opener in WrestleMania history, bar none. No one was expecting it. It turned into a classic. The second one, you can the post prime example, Michaels Taker WrestleMania 25.
Y'all expecting
it was
greatness,
going to be good.
they over fucking delivered in a half.
They over delivered, as far as I'm concerned. And that was one of the best WrestleMania parties I've ever thrown. Those are great matches, but the key difference between this and what they planned on Sunday, they never announced it as such. What they're doing to Randy Orton and Edge is, Edge made a great analogy about it on Monday night. He said that doing this match is like someone asking you to climb Mount Everest without any gear, without any Sherpas, without any protection, without any ropes, just in your street clothes trying to climb Mount Everest. And this is what this match is going to be. These two are going to try. They're going to bust their asses to do this, but they will not be able to succeed. It is doomed to failure, regardless of how good the match is. And it's going to be good. Because they built it as the greatest wrestling match of all time, they are screwed. Anything less than perfection, it's done. They failed. And I hate the WWE for putting these two men in this position in the first place. So fuck you, Vince. Fuck you, WWE. Fuck you right up your asshole for doing this to two of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, that just sets them up for just failure when you just set the expectations way too high.
Yeah, and that's why Vince McMahon is my overall loser, pretty much. Before I do, thank you, Talks and Turley Top, for 15 bits. Do you think WB would ruin ruin Io Shirai if she got brought in? WWE has a reputation of fucking up anything that worked good in NXT, especially as of late. So I'm going to say maybe. Vince just fucked up Edge's return with the greatest match moniker. Just say it's Edge versus Orton grudge match. Don't reverse book it, for you fuck's sake. Anyway, Vince is a loser for many things. Pick one at this point. The human malware, because we fuck your monetization, Google. COVID-19. Fuck them. And Trapped.
You racist motherfuckers.
Newsflash, assholes. You ain't cool. You fucking chili. And chili ain't never been cool. Let's do winners, boys. Let's end it off on a good note.
My winner is just AEW in general. They have really shown that just because you have an empty arena doesn't mean you can have great shows. I mean, it's not just the fact they have the talent out there. The talent themselves, they get to cheer or boo whoever they want. They're actively involved in the show. You can see everyone is there having a good time. And
hell, the first week they did that at Daly's Place with the crowd, you had the heels betting on the wrestling.
Exactly. It exposed me. I now want Shawn Spears and MJF to form a tag team. I love those fucking
Jesus, that would be awesome. That's why that hasn't happened yet. I have no fucking clue. Other than maybe they just want to keep MJF as a singles guy, which is fair.
Yep. Just pretty much anything that AEW is doing right now. Second winner, Samuel Shaw, because he is living up to the potential that I saw in him all those years ago. And last but certainly not least, the daughter of Maximilian Dood and his wife JJ being named Ripley Doe Christensen. She is going to have a very, very fun childhood growing up in that household.
I mean, one can hope, right? One can only hope, right? Dito.
I'll give a winner this week to... Let's see, I guess I'll get to New Japan for being able to come back finally. We missed you.
They're going to reap the benefits of being patient and taking their time. getting back to it. That's for sure. Though to be fair, they work with the government, and a lot of the buildings they run
Japanese
are
Sports
government
Authority.
run, so they have no
Japanese-
choice. But
Yeah, they work with the Japanese Sports Authority.
yeah, but at the same time, they work with the Japanese Sports Authority. So if the government says you're cool, hey, why not? Let's go. Becky, for my winners, Becky Lynch, congratulations. To quote Randall Graves from Clerks 2, may your first child be a masculine child. It's a joke, whatever. Congratulations to Becky and Seth at the same time. Cody, what he's doing with the TNT title, I love it so far. New Japan Pro Wrestling, for the reasons aforementioned. Welcome back. We miss you. See you Monday. All Elite Wrestling, for the obvious reasons aforementioned. NXT for presenting something good that's above good, beyond the WWE norm. And let's be honest, boys, what they produced was still better than most of WWE's main roster offerings. Adam Cole's Ico Pro commercial parody, that was awesome. Asuka, because I love Asuka, and you should watch Asuka. She's a great heel and shit. Chris Jericho on commentary this past week. I think it was awesome. Shawn Michaels for shutting down people regarding the racial debate. Apparently, he got in a heated argument with someone backstage, and Shawn was...
Michael Hayes. Ah, God, what is this cough?
Oh, wait, so Mike, wait, it was PS?
I mean, who else would it be? He's the most racist person I have. He's the most racist person I have on payroll right now. Not named Vince McMahon.
I knew it. They didn't even bring it up. Like in the thing, it was just there's Shawn Michaels.
It has to be Michael Hayes. That's the only person I could think.
You're just saying you don't know, but you're calling Michael Hayes. Okay.
He's the most racist person they have on payroll right now.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I forgot a winner. I forgot a winner.
Yeah.
Winner goes to none other than Adam Cole, a.k.a. Chug, all caps like Kenta, for a story he shared on this week's episode of Uno, where he said that he was such a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin that at the age of, I think, 13 or 14, he shaved his head.
Whoa.
And he actually showed a picture of 13-year-old Adam Cole completely bald.
Wow.
You know what that means? Hair versus hair matches in this future.
Oh my God. I feel bad for Britt because if he's still a heel, he's losing that hair.
If you can't imagine Adam Cole without hair, watch that episode. It will blow your mind.
So yeah, Shawn Michaels, New Day. There is, I believe it's on WWE's main channel, but New Day, they have a podcast because it's WWE. They got to do their podcast shit now. But New Day, they have a wonderful podcast normally. They posted an entire episode. You know the topic. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a full episode. It is as our friend of the show, Zach McGibbon, Gibby, will tell you, it is a must-watch. Required listening, required viewing. And Keith Lee, because Keith Lee is awesome, and Keith Lee did the right thing. I may not agree with the verbiage, but the cause, thumbs up. That being said, Shin, I believe the tournament's still on. It's on back on Friday, right?
Next Friday, we enter into week 8 of the GCT tournament series. Currently we have a tie for first place as City and Monday continues her dominance with Pokemon Trainer. But hold on, let me check the bracket real quick.
Actually, while you do check that bracket, so I noticed you misspelled my name there. You called me Matty Jay, not Matty. By accident, but I don't think you noticed.
Yeah, I called you Matty Jay. I think I will change that. But yeah.
Does that mean he's the Marty Jannetty of the Wrestle-Cast?
Fuck you, T-Dub. Just straight up, don't do that.
But yeah, currently the two leaders are City and Monday with 21 points, tied with Grandpa again with 21 points. And in case any of you are interested, in case any of you are curious, Matty Jay currently has 13 points. I'm sorry.
There you
go. and T-Dub is tied with him for 13. So they're right in the middle of the pack. And the week 8 will signify the midway point of the entire tournament. So after this, we have 8 more weeks to go. Top 8 will face off in one final tournament, and the winner will receive the prestigious Chris Jericho, a little bit of bubbly, world title of mid-champion.
That being said, T-Dub, new videos are still being rolled out, obviously. You could check, tell them where to go for that.
All right, I got a new video coming out tomorrow morning. Final Fantasy VII Remake review coming out tomorrow morning on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/TWK Reviews. That's youtube.com/c/TWK Reviews. If you come out tomorrow morning, it should be good, fun stuff.
And if you want to see that or any of his videos a little bit early, you can check it out, patreon.com/TWK Reviews. And of course, I got my tip jar as per usual, paypal.me/MattyJ316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWK Official, and at Shintigercurl. Yeah, he changed it. It's a Shintigercurl now. That's awesome. And of course, I'm on Instagram as well under the same @sign, all that good stuff. And of course, t-shirts, streamlabs.com/RVTentertainment/merch. Buy it. We got shirts and all that good stuff. We have our Discord, which is the link is available at the bottom of the twitch.tv page, as always. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for joining us for this special one-off show. The next one, I don't know, but I'll tell you. Absolutely, we'll tell you. I'm on TWK Riffs Sunday, and I believe we have other stuff going on as well. I'm on Twitter and all that stuff. On behalf of Shintigercurl,
it's been a while since I said goodbye on the Wrestle-Cast. It's been a while.
And my good buddy TWK.
Until next time, this is TWK of TWK Reviews, telling you to work your gimmick. And to all the young people in the driver's seat, I am proud to be a passenger. If you get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just happy to be get out of the way. You guys want to change it? Just go ahead. I'll be over here helping with the barbecue. My name's Matty Jay, reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Talk to you soon enough. Yeah, I know that's not soon enough, but soon enough is soon enough for me. Enjoy the wrestling, folks, and enjoy the New Japan Cup and Dynamite. Do that. Bye, everybody! Bye!
You're having happy hour with your pals the other day.
Bottoms up, Super Chieftains.
You ever wonders why we taps twice?
Cool, do you?
I always thought we should taps 3 times like in wrestling. That's how they finish the match.
Oh, I prefer throwing hands to wrestling.
You don't like sports entertainment, Wayne?
I got a wee bit of time for sports entertainment. Like The Miz.
Your favorite?
Oh, if you name your favorite wrestler, I will assume you want to fuck them.
Alexa Bliss.
There you go.
Well, actually, brother. It's well documented that I'm a Hulkster fan. Brother. Who's your favorite, Dan? I'm listening.
Trish Stratus.
For what reason? Because she's Canadian?
I can think of a couple big old reasons.
Like what?
Well, her athleticisms and integrities.
You know what? I'm not going to say he's my favorite for reasons aforementioned, but it's Bret the Hitman Hart. Whole fucking Hart Foundation really good Canadian boys.
I once put my little cousin in a sharpshooter for calling Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret the Hitman Fart.
I always had dreams of becoming a professional wrestlers, but I could never come up with a good ring names.
Dan Bigelow.
Macho Dan.
Could call you Farty Janetti.
And then we could be a tag team like the Rockers.
Oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, so if you're gonna be Farty Janetti, who's Derry?
D. Shawn Michaels. Puts a little mustard on that fucking high kick.
Actually, it's called the Sweet Chin Music.
I know what it's called, Derry.
More like Jan Michaels.
Well, that was Stone Cold, Wayne.
That was a wee bit Randy Savage, Wayne's.
I'm not sure I like your Attitude Era.
Wonder what this conversation is starting to make me Vince McMahon.
Who died and made you Mr. Perfect?
Yeah, you're walking around here like the big boss man sometimes.
I'm gonna come right out and say it. You're just being a bit recruit.
I can't speak for all of mankind, but I wish we could get a little bit more dude loves in here.
Well, I can head down to the bar place with Jimmy Snooker.
Not become $1 million man's playing billiards.
But this is really starting to sound like a whole lot of British bullshit to me.
Getting a little rowdy Roddy Piper over there.
Getting a little rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, you ought to Coco beware how you talk to people sometimes.
You wanna know what? You might come at this from a different Kurt angle. You're acting a bit Mean Gene, putting on a big show. I can't Paul Bearer much more to this conversation, so
I'll offer you as a Jeff Hardy handshake. Be on my fucking way.
like, you know they're your good pals and everything, but they're also, well, at the best of times, a Randy Orton of Andre the Giant nutsacks.